And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for tonight's episode of DC's The Flash Season 8, Episode 8. Pretty interesting episode here, and spoilers if you have not seen this episode, because this was a very entertaining episode. We didn't get any big villain reveals, but maybe we did, but very, very iffy. So, let's talk about it. So, in this episode, Barry works on a new case where a bartender, he gets pretty much fried to a crisp, and now Barry has to figure out who it is. There's a suspect who's a metahuman who's pretty much, down on his luck kind of guy, who's been out of prison. He has one son, but his son thinks he's a loser, and he has firepower, so he basically becomes public enemy number one through the CCPD. They think it's him, and Barry, for some weird reason, gets these flashbacks because it's his father's birthday, and since his father's not longer with him, he gets the flashbacks of how his father was committed of a crime that he wasn't committed. So Barry feels very strongly that this guy's he's being framed. He wants to try to clear his innocence, and he's got to find him before he ends up hurting somebody for real. And it just basically Barry just trying to figure out what is actually going on. And we got to see Barry once again use his science stuff in a way. He had to convince the others to pretty much help him out and convince them of his innocence. But that was pretty interesting to see that. We also got to see Iris do her thing, which is very odd that she's actually back in this episode because she hasn't really been there. She's only been in the ending episodes where she's doing her newspaper stuff, where Allegra's trying to work with a new co-worker. Ain't working out so well for them. And Iris is trying to play, peacemaker, if you will, with that. So that was interesting. And, the episode was pretty interesting as well because, like I said, it does show Barry trying to figure out somebody's innocence without actually using his super speed. Although he did beat the Flash until towards the end. He ended up figuring out that it wasn't the guy's powers who was killing these people. It was somebody with nuclear power. So whoever that is, maybe the next big bad. We didn't get the big reveal at the end, but Barry is on the case to try to figure out who this meta is. Maybe it is the big bad for the rest of the season. Maybe it's just the next week's villain. Who knows? But it is very interesting to see that Barry, pretty much really believe in this guy, and, he had some cool moments with the team, talking about his father, and it was a pretty cool episode. I enjoyed it. So, yeah. So, hopefully we get to see some more, details about who the next villain is, because I think they haven't really discussed it yet. But, although we still have to figure out what was going on with Iris in the episode before that when she was glitching somehow. So whatever that meant could have been something that Nora and Bart did. Who knows? Somebody different messing with the timeline again. Could be something totally different, but we have to wait and see. But cool episode, no doubt. You should check it out. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode, if you guys saw it, and what do you think is going to happen in next week's episode. Who do you think is the big bad for this season? Do you think it's Reverse Flash, somebody else, a new villain, another speedster, somebody who has to be somebody, but we have to wait and see what happens. So leave me a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much, and have a good night.